News' first episode of the year.
This week, Andrew Gibson will be giving us a recap of freshman and new student orientation. Ms. Seville will be introducing us to new teachers in our building. Sailor Neff will be catching up with the new exchange students.
This week on Gabe's Game Recap, Gabe Daniel will be interviewing some of the fall sports coaches. Shane Fonesteel will be informing us about the brand new class at the middle school, KWCN. And lastly, Kayla Perkins will be introducing us to the event of the month. I'm Emma Seville.
I'm Kayla Perkins. And KCAT News starts right now. At MHS this year, there is 5 new school teachers. Emma will be introducing us to them.
At MHS, we received 5 new teachers in our building. I sat down with them to learn about them and how they are involved in our building.
I taught at Derby Middle School. I taught 8th grade, so I got to graduate and move up to high school. I'm teaching English. I'm the assistant cheer coach. Really, I am obviously a big Harry Potter nerd, but that's not really a talent. My number one pet peeve would be talking when I am talking or whistling. I hate whistling. I think, I don't want to say names because I grew up in Mulvane, but my worst teacher would be my first grade teacher because I was really terrible at math. And so I just spent a whole lot of time in the hallway by myself working on my math.
I was at Derby High School for the last 5 years, and I taught in Wichita at a middle school for the 5 years prior to that. Right now I've got English 10, Honors 10, and English 12. I am assistant with debate and forensics. Got it right there. I like to paint. Indifference, the I don't care attitude, that bothers me a lot. I would have to say it was my second grade teacher, and she just really didn't let us be kids.
I have taught, I first taught in a very small town in western Kansas called Quinter, Kansas. They're a 1A school. Taught there for 2 years. And then, like I said, I went and got my master's degree and then taught at Derby for 10 years, and now my first year in Mulvane. At the high school here, I just teach the varsity band class, which is the marching band, and they have a concert band set up out of there, and then also the jazz band class. I'm also in charge of the drum line, and I teach the middle school also, where I teach 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade band. Not really secret talents. Most of mine, like I say, I was playing musical instruments. I enjoyed spending time doing that, so mostly just that I can play a pretty large variety of instruments. In the classroom, I would say it is just lack of effort, lack of trying. If you're involved with something, you need to put some effort into it to be good at something, and so anyone that's not even attempting or not even trying is one of the hard things to overcome. My worst teacher ever, I'm not going to say his name just because, but it was my science teacher in high school. He just really never taught anything. It was always you'd go into class and he'd give you a book and say, okay, read this chapter, and you'd have to read it on your own, and then he'd give you a worksheet and say, okay, here's the study guide for the test, and then you get the test actually, and I really never did anything in there except for go in, read, fill out a worksheet, and then take a test, and it was just the same thing over and over.
So I was a student teacher here. I student taught just right next door with Mr. Hanson, so it was fun times. I'm glad that I have a lot of my kiddos again. I am teaching world studies and American studies. This year, I would probably say I'm just most excited to get to spend time with students and just get to know them. My biggest pet peeve is probably when students do not try, when they just give up or they want you to do their work for them. Probably my worst teacher was my high school social studies teacher. Which is ironic. What we mostly did in class was just like for a whole semester, we just like watched Band of Brothers or movies like Saving Private Ryan and that type of thing. So we didn't really learn much. And it kind of kicked my butt once I went to college. So
I taught 3 years at Salina South, where I graduated from. And then I moved to Topeka, and I taught at Washburn Rural. I'm teaching health science and earth-based science. Yes. Okay, so I can do this with my thumb, except that turned out to be actually like a symptom of a disease that I have, which I only found out like last year. It's Marfan syndrome. I just have a very mild form of Marfan syndrome, which is like weird growth with your connective tissues. So yeah, like my arm span is longer than my height. That's another thing that's a common sign with Marfan syndrome, but I have a very mild form of it. Look it up if you're curious. When I have to repeat myself, I think that is, I think that's pretty, yeah. When I have to repeat myself, yeah. When I have to repeat myself, yeah. Can I tell you about my favorite teacher and why? So, Mrs. Grant in 6th grade. I don't know, for some reason, I was saying bad words in recess. A younger kid overheard me, so she tattled on me. And then Miss Grant said, "Oh, I'm disappointed in you, Mon." And so that saddened me, but she was still very caring and lovely. And then one time when we were doing a project on The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and I was supposed to write a play, my play turned out really badly, but it was recorded. And then when we just reviewed all the videos that everyone did, and when it came to my video, I got embarrassed, so I hid under my desk because I was really embarrassed. And then she said, "Do you want me to stop the video? We can move on to the next video." And I said yes. And so, yeah, she was really caring and compassionate. I love her.
Now that we've gotten to meet our new teachers, be sure to go say hi to them. Emma Seville, KCAT News.
This year at MHS, we are welcoming 4 new exchange students: Ornella, Maria, Noah, and Gabrielle. Sailor sat down with them to get to know them.
Moving towns and moving schools is scary enough as it is, but moving to a new country, new school, and even a new family is quite the adjustment.
I'm from Lithuania.
I'm from Germany.
I'm from Spain.
I'm from Ecuador, and I grown up in Colombia.
Maybe the cinnamon rolls at McDonald's. It was nice. I mean, it was small and stuff like that. Like in Germany, it's all a bit bigger, but it was good. I have English since my 3rd grade. My favorite dish is lasagna, so probably that. Probably that all the kids can just drive around and go wherever they want, because in Germany you're not allowed to drive until you're 18.
I think pizza. I learning English in my country. Empanadas. My host family is Manning family. The school is different. Like here, the teacher have his own room, and the students go to him. That's different because in my country, we stay in a room and the teacher come to us. That's different. And the school is more time here. Like we finish the school day in like 2:00, and here is 1 more hour. And also in my country is different. Like we start school in January and we finish in December.
I live with Emma and Owen Griffey. They go here, and my host parents are Stacy and Clint Griffey. I would say French. I love French. I knew English, but I had to take an English test just to know how much I know of English. It was not too difficult. Like my English is not perfect, so I keep learning. Tortilla de patatas. It's like something with potatoes, and it's like an omelette. People from here are really, really nice. They always say to you, how was your day? They say hi to you, and in Spain, that doesn't happen. So
I mean, I love Mexican food because we ate tacos, but yeah, that's my favorite food. Oh yeah, I loved All Settlers. We went for a ride and ate some food. I had tacos and the lemonade. The lemonade was so good. Oh no, because I've been learning English from second grade, so just it's a part of my life, so I didn't need to learn or something. No, it's okay. You just need to get used to that, like, you know, that everyone speaks in English. My host family is Leeds. It would be sheltebarshi. It's pink soup. Okay, so I think that in America that everyone is super friendly and they cheer everyone, and in Lithuania it's just like, you know, it's not that normal to be so friendly to everyone.
These foreign exchange students seem to be adjusting well, and we are excited to have them be a part of Mulvane High School. Sailor Neff, KCAT News.
This week on GGR, Gabe will be interviewing Mr. Myers, the head soccer coach, to talk about the upcoming season.
Thanks, Caleb. Fall sports are finally underway as tryouts and practices have began. This week I caught up with Jesse Myers, the head coach of the men's soccer team, and he is ready to get the season rolling.
Really just getting started with everything. We had a pretty good summer. This is the best attendance of summer activities we've had, and when I went out of town, the guys kept getting together, and so I'm looking to see how it all pans out for them once we start playing games and them sticking together. It's a pretty good team.
He believes there is great leadership from seniors Joshua Miller and Cordell Church, along with sophomore Kelton Boster.
Josh and Cordell, so Josh Miller and Cordell Church, they did an amazing job this summer of showing up all the time and getting guys together, like when I was out of town, and, you know, passing the soccer balls around as they needed to make sure that there was somebody at the field that was there to get work done. And so those are two good senior leaders. I got to give a little shout out to Kelton Boster as well. He came to, I think, pretty much every single summer workout. In addition to that, he went to all the weights, the summer weight workouts too. So those three guys kind of really stand out, but all the kids are doing a good job of listening to each other and kind of helping each other out as things get started.
Myers also has a few goals set for this season.
Yeah, like beyond the we'd like to win lots of games type stuff, I feel like we really started playing better soccer as the year progressed last year. And I think part of that's probably why we had such good turnout this summer. So I want that to continue to progress. I want our team, I want our program to start being like, oh, they play good soccer there at Mulvane High School. So that's kind of beyond like the statsy type goals. I do have one goal for sure. I'd like to where we score a goal off of a corner kick or a free kick like once per game. I feel like if we get to a stage where we can do that, then we can feel pretty comfortable going into games if we know we're going to get at least one off of the free kick or the goal kick, the corner kicks.
He's also optimistic about the season, but excited for it at the same time.
I'm super optimistic about it. I'm very excited to get going. I guess I do see it progressing. Like I see us going forward with things. I don't really get bent out of shape on wins and losses. I do hope we get to where we're, playing for a regional championship.
The Cats play their first game on Tuesday, September 3rd in El Dorado against the El Dorado Wildcats. That's it for this week's edition of Gabe's Game Recap. Gabe Daniel, KCAT News.
At MMS, 2 brand new classes were added, Wildcat News and the debate team taught by Mr. Abasolo and Mr. Mitchell. Chayton Fonestill caught up with Mr. Abasolo for details about the Wildcat News.
As many of you folks know, Mulvane High School has had a broadcast journalism class for many years now. The high school has had the class since 1998. However, there has never been a middle school class. This year, because of student interest and needing to add a new elective, there is now a new school broadcast journalism at the middle school. This class teaches the 8th graders how to set up a news broadcast as well as great communication skills. I caught up with the instructor, Mike Abasolo, to see how the class is ran.
It's an opportunity for 8th graders to create a monthly newscast about everything that's going on in the middle school, from athletics to academics to clubs and organizations and everything that as much as they can. They're a little bit limited, from the high school side of it. They can drive themselves to outside school activities and things like that. But all the things that we can get to and manage, we're going to try to squeeze into a broadcast and give them the opportunity to learn how to do that, and also hopefully create a bridge from the middle school to the high school and allow them to be a part of KCAT when they get to high school.
Broadcast journalism has a lot of fun and interesting aspects.
I'm most looking forward to probably filming, being behind the camera.
The class also teaches the kids a lot of great skills.
I chose to join Wildcat News because I felt like it would help me with my video and camera skills.
When talking to Mike Absolo, he told me the news group call sign would be KWCN. KWCN, the broadcast journalism class, is a great stepping stone for younger kids to join KCAT.
Yes, I was. I got an idea from KCAT at high school, so that's why I wanted to join the middle school one.
The middle school journalism class has a great year. Reporting from Mulvane Middle School, Shane Fonstel, KCAT News.
Trent sat down with Mr. Mitchell to get more details about the brand new middle school debate team.
Debate is a new class offered at the middle school and is also taught by Mr. Mitchell.
In fact, it's been about 19 years since I've taught middle school. So getting back into the swing of doing that has been very interesting. It's definitely a different type of student, but at the same time, it's been a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm enjoying this opportunity to bring both debate and forensics to the students down there. Unfortunately, I had to quit doing the college public speaking class, and so that opened up some hours for me to cover as far as what I teach. And out of that came the opportunity to teach a class down there. And so when that was suggested as an option, I jumped at it because I thought that would be a great opportunity for middle school kids. Right now I have 22 in the class here in the fall, and I think if I remember correctly, I have around 19 or 20 for the spring. Well, the big goal is just to introduce debate and forensics to the middle school students. There are a few competitions for middle school in the state of Kansas, but they're predominantly in the spring. And I'm not sure yet if that's something we're going to try to explore. If it's possible, I'd love to do that, to give them that opportunity to actually go out to tournaments and see how well they can do. But at the very littlest, what I hope to do is give them an idea of what they can do at the high school level, so that hopefully in a year or two when they move from middle school to high school, that'll be something that they already have an understanding of and can get involved in a lot quicker than, let's say, somebody who's doing it for the first time.
Through this opportunity at the middle school, we will see if the high school debate team increases enrollment next year. Trenton Ellison, KCAT News.
This year there is a new way to receive MVC points for your class. With the event of the month, Caleb has more information.
Thanks, Emma. This year, to earn more MVC points, Stunco is going to hold an MVC event of the month. It's going to be posted right behind the birthday calendar next to the library. I talked to Emily Woods, the president of the Stunco, to see what the MVC event of the month is all about.
The event of the month will be a sporting event or an activity that's held that we try and get people to go to for more support for those less attended events, and we will be counting it for MVC points. In August, it'll be the back to school dance coming up, and in September will be the senior night for volleyball and cross country.
Thanks, Emily. Everyone make sure to go to the MVC event of the month so that your class earns more MVC points. Back to the studio, Kayla Perkins. That's it for this week's episode.
Be sure to keep a lookout for audition packets for this fall's upcoming musical, The Addams Family, if you would like to be part of cast.
And as always, thanks for watching KCAT.
Thanks for watching KCAT.
Thanks for watching KCAT.
All right. Thanks for watching KCAT.
Thanks for watching KCAT News.
Thanks for watching KCAT.
Our newscast. Ready? 3, 2.
Thanks for watching Wildcat News.
Good. Perfect. Now.